Are you aware that 70% of pastors constantly fight depression and burnout for the frustration experienced as a result of ministry workload, discouragement, and pressure? We help leaders grow healthy churches. We are excellent at what we do, and we are fast becoming the best of the very best. Magnicraft Consulting is set up to help both small and large-sized churches become healthier by using proven diagnostics tools, effective retention strategies. We give the right and appropriate and professional advice. We are the certified church consultants with the Society of Church Consulting in the United States of America. Trust us to help you grow. Don't wait till it's too late. You will be glad you did. Call us now on 0802-324-2258. Email contact@magnicraftconsulting.com or magnicraftconsulting@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @Magnicraft Limited. Magnicraft Consulting, doing church God's way. Hello. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters live broadcast show brought to you by Magnicraft Consulting Team, anchored by Niyi Dunmade, a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Coming your way this morning, all the way from the city of Abuja. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters. Monday Morning Matters is coming your way every Monday of the week. Well, we started this series over 6 years ago, and you can get some good content from our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome everyone to this Facebook Live broadcast show and YouTube channel as well. Okay, this month we're going to be talking on defining your church, Jerusalem, part 4 of 5. Part 4 of 5. Thank you for hooking up with us. Pastor Abibu, thank you for the like. I can see, I tell you, it is real time, unedited. And so we are so glad you are part of this live broadcast show. I am Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Yes, Niyi Dunmade is my name. I'm the founder and CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. We're glad that you are part of this live broadcast show. Do us a favor to share this content to your church leaders, your church pastors, church workers, and it's going to help them. Let me tell you a little bit about Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to get and become healthier through empirical assessment, revitalization, training, and strategic blueprint. Our vision is to be the leading church health consultancy that creates actionable, sustainable, and adaptable solutions. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting, and also a certified church consultant with Church Consultation University. I'm your host every week on Facebook Live broadcast show every Monday, 7 a.m. Nigerian time or West African time. I'm also known as the Church Health Guide of the 21st century. A big thank you to everyone who has been commenting, liking, and sharing our content. We want to just thank you. Thank you for the likes I've seen so far. Thank you and thank you and thank you again, okay? Because you are helping the video to be more recognized on the social media, and it's going to help more people to watch the video. All right, let's do a little bit of promo and pay some bills, and then we go into the juice for today. Okay, let's pay some bills. And this Monday Morning Matters with Niyi Dunmade, certified church consultant. And I've said it that we help local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, revitalization, training, and strategic blueprint. And so we believe that our expertise could benefit your church in a great deal. All right? So this is a continuation of how to define your church, Jerusalem. And so we want to also ensure that you have all the juice. There's so much to share. We can't share everything. And so, but if you want us to come in detail in terms of training your church, that would be very, very good for us to do. Dr. Tom Rayner, one of my mentors in church consulting, he's done so fantastic in the area of church consulting. And you want to become a well-trained, well-equipped, well-empowered, you want to be a certified church consultant, reach out to me. I will tell you all the details. Some lads have become certified church consultant through this medium, and you want to help your own church, you want to help other churches. Pastors, you can take advantage of this knowledge just to make sure that your church is on a good trajectory. And so my 2 books are still on the shelf. Okay, Church Growth, Church Retention, Pathway to Growth is on Amazon. Fantastic book if people are buying it. And then the second one, which is out, is Busting Church Growth Myth. If you have not got that, reach out to me on the number on the screen, and we're going to find a way of getting those books across to you. All right, so let's go deep into the juice for today. We've done some promo, and so let's go into what we have for today. Now, we've started by talking about you making to understand what's your Jerusalem. Bible says, and ye shall be witnesses unto me after the Holy Ghost has come upon you in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and unto uttermost part of the earth. Now, that process, that progression cannot be altered, okay? You cannot be making an impact in the uttermost part of the earth and you are not making an impact in your Jerusalem. The impact you need to make must start from your Jerusalem. It is not right to reject those in your immediate Jerusalem and you want to be accepted by those outside of your Jerusalem, okay? Okay, you can't tell me that the people in Samaria love you and the people in Jerusalem do not want to accept you. So it's just not right and appropriate to reject those in Jerusalem and then you want to accept those in Samaria, Judea, and the uttermost part of the earth. Now, the thing is, for me to be able to look at the temperature, the passion temperature of your church to reaching out to souls, your church passion for souls will be tested from the way you value and interact with the souls in Jerusalem. You see, the souls in Jerusalem, the way you value them, the way you interact with them will determine how far you're going to go into the uttermost part of the earth. So, as it is, the ones you see, the people you see in Jerusalem, the souls you are interacting day to day in the supermarket, in the market, in the place of work, in career places, in the marketplaces. You are seeing them and you are not showing some sense of passion to reach out to them. How much more are you going to reach out to those on the space of social media you are not seeing? And so we need to overcome these barriers to building relationships right in our Jerusalem, such that we do not just reject those who are in Jerusalem and begin to accept people in outside of Jerusalem. Okay? Now, the thing is, let's focus on building relationship with those who are open and interested in our Jerusalem. There's always a time constraint, because a time will come that after being saturated in Jerusalem, you can now go to Judea, you can now go to Samaria, because that's what happened in Acts of Apostles. They were enjoying so much of ministry expansion in Jerusalem until that they lost vision of going to Judea and Samaria and the uttermost part of the earth. And of course, our good Lord brought about a persecution in the early church, and people like Philip got himself to Samaria, and then they started spreading out with the gospel. So there's always a time constraint in our busy lives. Find time to build relationships. That it can be challenging. It can take time. It can take time. It can be challenging. But we need to also prioritize relationship by setting aside time each week for intentional interaction and being mindful of the opportunities in our daily routine in Jerusalem. One of the things I will say quickly in passing is that if you are a pastor of a church and you are not living 10 minutes drive radius around your church location, you might be losing touch with staying with the sheep. Okay? If your church is located in Jerusalem, in quotes, it's just ideal for you to be able to stay within the locality of where the church is, because there's something that is beneficial when the shepherd stays with the sheep. You know, it's not nice when the church is located in Jerusalem and the shepherd is staying in Samaria, or the shepherd is staying in Judea. Okay, there will be cultural differences, there will be social differences, and the differences in culture background can affect connection, can affect communication, can affect pastoral care. And so we need to be able to overcome those barriers, approach these differences with humility and tactfulness. Staying close to the sheep takes a lot of sacrifices, takes a lot of deliberation, dedication into making sure that you are within the sheep, to protect the sheep, to provide for the sheep, and to provide direction for the sheep. All right. Now, the long-term impact of relational ministry in Jerusalem is very, very. You can imagine if a church is staying in Jerusalem and they are reaching out to single parents for the past 10 years. You see, it creates transformation over time. It creates a lot of respect that the community is going to have for the church. Relationship, long-term relationship, allows for gradual transformation. So through ongoing interaction and communication with your Jerusalem, people can see the changes in their lives and understand their faith more, and also eventually be drawn to Christ because of your corporate social responsibility to the community. Now, when you concentrate on Jerusalem, all right, there will also be multiplying influence, because as you concentrate on the people in Jerusalem, as the relationship grows, the church is going to have a multiplying effect to impact outside Jerusalem. You know, one thing is you need the critical mass from the people, or from the relationship you have built in Jerusalem, to go into Judea, Samaria, and to the uttermost part of the earth. Beyond Jerusalem, it requires that you build the critical mass with the human resource from Jerusalem. Creating that relational culture is not by accident. You have to prioritize relationship. You have to prioritize the people in your community, and then show genuine care and empathy for those who are in the community. All right. And so we need to also empower the church for local outreach. One thing is for the church to know those who are in the community. Is another thing for the church to empower the church for local ministry. Empowering your Jerusalem by mobilizing your church with the needed resources to reach out to the Jerusalem is such that is very, very important. Now, Apostle Paul described the church as the body of Christ, where every member as the body, every member has a role to play. If you look at 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12 to 27. So just as the body functions best when all parts are working together, the church thrives best when every member is actively involved in the ministry. I've seen churches where the ministry workload is carried by a small group of persons. And you see, if that is happening, you cannot have community impact in your Jerusalem. The Great Commission starts with your Jerusalem. Jesus commanded in Matthew chapter 28, verse 19 and 20, okay, that we should go into the world, but you cannot go into the world without just stepping out in your Jerusalem first. Okay? And the Great Commission is not just for pastors, it's not just for church leaders, it's for the entire church, it's for every believer. And we are called to go and make disciples. That's the purpose of the church. And it's very dangerous for the devil to make the church to minor in the major by going to make disciples. And that going to make disciples starts from your Jerusalem. Okay? You start from Jerusalem, and so we have to mobilize. If you look at the early church, there was that example of mobilization in the early church to make sure that they reach out to people in their Jerusalem, so that even the Grecian women and the Hebrew women were not left out from the daily ministration, as stated in Acts chapter 6, verse 1 to 7. All right, so the second point has to do with identifying and developing spiritual gifts. Okay, one thing is to know what your community needs. It's another thing to also identify, develop, and deploy those spiritual gifts to ministering to your Jerusalem. All right, understanding the spiritual gifts, helping your people to understand that the gift that they have is to reach out to the people in the community. Those God-given abilities are not for the church alone. They are for the Jerusalem. They are for your community. And so those God-given ability are meant to build up the church and also to serve those in the community. And we need to be able to open the eyes of our congregation to what they have, and then develop it and deploy it to reach it out to the community. Now, once members identify their gifts and they look for ways and platforms by your encouragement to use those gifts in various ministries and outreach efforts to the community, that is going to bring souls to your church. Whether it is teaching, whether it's organizing events, whether it is offering a listening ear, counseling, every gift that the church has a role in the church mission and the Great Commission. One thing I also want to say here is that once you understand your community through your community analysis, you also need to begin to train and equip your congregation through workshops. You see, understanding the cultural dynamics, the social dynamics of a church requires a lot of training. It requires a lot of emotional intelligence, positive intelligence, social intelligence, cultural intelligence, and generational intelligence. You can do workshops, you can do seminars, you can do trainings on evangelism, discipleship, community engagement, social justice, corporate social responsibility. And so those practical tips and tools, strategies can help your church be very effective in their outreach efforts. Okay? And so training should not, and we do that for a lot of churches, providing specific trainings for different ministry roles so that they can make maximum impact in the community. Another thing is resource availability. Make sure that every member is equipped. They have access to resources like tracts. They have access to resources like books online, study guides, Bibles, so that they can grow in order to understand their ministry and also effect their outreach effort in the community. All right? And so creating opportunities for involvement. So as you understand the community, understand your Jerusalem, you need to create opportunities for your church members, your congregation, to be involved in the ministry workload to the community through volunteer programs, small groups involvement, youth and family engagement, collaboration with local organization in your Jerusalem. Try to know the non-governmental organizations that are operating in your community. Your community needs to have needs to understand your presence. So you need to have those collaboration with your local government, your chairman, non-profit, the schools, the businesses, the community centers around you to collaborate. Collaboration can open up more platforms and avenues for your church members to serve and reach your community. And see, those things that I'm talking about can also amplify your impact of your ministry effort in your community. All right, so let's also encourage our members and motivate our congregation so that as we reach out to the Jerusalem, we will have testimonies. So sharing success stories can encourage. Regularly sharing testimonies, success stories can help people understand their Jerusalem and also reach out with more of their talent and spiritual gifts so what your congregation hearing how others are making a difference and impact, it can inspire and motivate or encourage your congregation to reach out to them. Recognize those and celebrate those who are contributing to reach out to the community. All right, it's two things. Let's emphasize on those who are helping the church to reach out to the community than you spending more money to get people to stay within the four walls of the church. And so we also need to create a culture of service, and that also can be done by setting clear vision and goals that is making an impact in the Jerusalem or in your community. So communicate clearly, a clear vision for your church outreach efforts and set achievable goals in reaching out. So if you find out that the divorce rate in your community, in your Jerusalem, is, let's say, 21%, you want to reduce that impact by doing marriage seminars, by doing marriage counseling session. And this can help congregation to understand the direction of the ministry and how they can also contribute to the success of what is going on in your community. Now, overcoming barriers to involvement, all right, there will always be barriers to getting your members involved in reaching out to your Jerusalem. Some members may feel insecure about their ability to contribute. And so you need to address their fears because you can imagine a church reaching out to a community that is densely populated with other religions. Okay, there may be some form of fears. And so we need to begin to address those fears by offering a reassurance, training, empowerment opportunity for gradual involvement into. You see, one of the things I will say quickly, in going out to the community, we need to make sure that there is serious awareness. Sometimes people are simply unaware of the people that are staying around them. I mean, we need to have empirical information about those who are in the community, and then begin to make sure to communicate clearly about the different ways to get them involved in community engagement. So once you start this, it's good to make sure that you sustain the momentum. I want to just wrap up here so that next week, Monday, we're going to just do a further. There's so much to share, but I just feel that we can just wrap it up here. If you have any church-related questions for me, you want us to come do community analysis for your church, because we know the questions to ask, we know how to let you know this is the challenge of the people in the community. This is the state of the people in your community. And you have any church-related questions from your inquiries on how to go about it, let's have them in any of the social media handles, and sure, you're going to get more than an answer from me. You're going to get more than an answer from me. Any of the social media handles, reach out to us, and then you will sure get more than an answer from me. Please like our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. And then follow us on Twitter. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that when we upload a new video, you will be notified, and then you will not be left out of the good content that will be shared with you. You have any questions, any church-related questions for me, let's have them. I'm sure you're going to get more than an answer. All right. We also do consultation for churches. We also do revitalization, training, and strategic blueprint for churches, strategic planning session for churches. I'm going to plan one for a church. Please reach out to us and let's see how we can help your church with excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and result. Thank you for the attention, and may God bless each and every one of you as you have a fruitful week ahead, till I come your way next week, Monday, with the final edition, part 5 of 5 of your church, Jerusalem. I say bye-bye. I love you, and God bless you. Thank you so much.